It's been a hell of a long time since we've had any new content for Helluva Boss. Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Helluva Shorts number 8. And that's all I know. I don't know the title. I downloaded this specifically while avoiding looking at the title or thumbnail, so I don't know what to expect. I really want to avoid spoilers just in general on the channel, but especially with something like this, because like I said, it's been a while. The last Helluva Boss short we had was in September. That's almost half a year ago. And the last time we've gotten an episode has been, in 2024. We have not gotten an episode since, the Sinsmas finale of season 2. And I mean, I get it to a degree, because I think Viv and the team have said they wanted to make sure they could work on this and release this more consistently with season 3. Plus, I think season 3 of Helluva Boss is what Vivzy said she's been working towards with this entire thing. It's kind of like the big season that she's been excited for. And so they probably wanted to put extra work into it, make it even better than ever. And I get that. I understand that, but it's it just feels like we're missing so much. And I understand. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to bitch too much here. But it's just I at least wish they put out monthly shorts, to at least keep us tided over until then. Because these shorts are 4 minutes? They're super short, and that's not including credits and stuff. So it's they obviously take time to make and everything too. But I wish they could just get at least something out a little more often. Because Has Been Hotel is going to take time. And they're taking time with the main series for Helluva Boss. So it's just little things like this. Just something, Hell, I would be fine with something silly little I don't know, Survivor style confessionals with the characters. I think little short confessional videos could be fun too. Just something like that. Even if it's not going to be one of these regular numbered shorts. Maybe it's just my impatience speaking. Maybe it's just my strong desire to see more of this. I know we just got Has Been Hotel Season 2 at the end of last year, and that was fantastic. It was an absolute banger of a season. So we did have that, and we have had some of these shorts scattered throughout last year. So it's not like we haven't had anything. Plus, there's all the constant merch drops throughout the year, especially for like holidays and stuff. Though I don't usually take part in those because of money. But yeah. Um, I just wish there was a little bit something more often. Just a little bit something more often. But I mean, let them get out what they get out when they can. I'm just I'm not going to be too selfish. I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth or whatever other phrases you could use. I'll just appreciate what we do get as we get it, and just wish we get more because I just really like this. I really like Helluva Boss. I really like Has Been Hotel. I just want more, you know? And I think a lot of us can relate to that. So, like I said, I don't know anything about this. I've purposely kept away from any kind of like pre-release information. When I was getting this, I specifically avoided looking at the thumbnail um as best I could. I think I saw Blitz on it, but that's not a surprise. I specifically avoided looking at the title. I was like I basically have some methods down pat at this point to where I can avoid looking at that stuff while still noticing when things go up. Um, because like when I look on my subscription feed, I basically look at like the start of the titles first, and like it'll tell like kind of what it is, and then I'll kind of like glimpse upward at the thumbnail and stuff like that. It's like I wouldn't say mastered this craft, but I've had to like practice it a lot in order to specifically direct my gaze in specific ways, um, just to avoid spoilers and shit. Because there's so many YouTubers who put just spoilery shit everywhere, and I like to go into things like very spoiler free, especially if it's something like I don't want spoilers on. Like if it's a reaction to something I've already seen, no big deal. If it's a let's play to something I've played, no big deal. But sometimes I'll be following a let's player and they'll be putting up stuff for a game that I know I'm going to play in the future. And so I have to actively avoid like flavor text in titles or certain thumbnail images. And so it's just like I had to like work on that. Um I'm also just trying to fill out time here in these pre-thoughts. But you may be noticing, for those of you who are able to watch these pre-thoughts, you'll be seeing this on YouTube. That means you may notice this is coming out like a week after it came out after the short came out originally, and that's because of Patreon. So if you saw the little bumper after the intro in the video here, just as a reiteration, we have a Patreon now. We started at the beginning of the year, and because of that, we are putting up pretty much all reactions onto the Patreon a week at a time. Patreon gets early access, and that's just how it's going to go. There's really like nothing else I can really say about it. It's just pretty much how I can run the Patreon without like restricting too much, you know? Because I don't want to restrict too much. I want to be able to get things to you guys as quickly as I can. But I also want to give like people, you know, a reason to subscribe to the Patreon. But yeah, with the Patreon, you get early access to all reactions depending on your tier. The $5 tier, for example, gets you early access to movie reactions. The $10 tier is movies and series, and so on and so forth, with different tiers adding in different levels of reactions as you move upward. There's going to be other rewards as well, such as getting to vote on exclusive polls in the future, getting to choose things for me to react to in the future, getting to choose first impressions for me to react to, all kinds of stuff like that. And there might be more stuff being added to the tiers at some point in the future. It's just going to depend on various things as we figure them out. This is new to me. I'm still trying to get a hang of it. So there might be adjustments made as we go along. But everything will come to YouTube eventually. Everything will eventually be put onto YouTube. It's just, it starts off on Patreon as a timed exclusive, you could say. And between this and the gaming channel, like, this is full time for me. Like, I do this kind of stuff like every day, practically all day, in some way or another, whether I'm recording or editing. I'm doing stuff constantly. So if you can donate, I would really appreciate it. It really helps me out. It's going to help the channels out, allow me to get maybe new like cameras or webcams or cameras or webcams, the same thing. Webcams or microphones or anything else I might need for the channel and for recording in the future. Just all kinds of stuff like that. Also will just help me out in general. So yeah. Or games for the gaming channel, like to keep things going on there, especially with newer games. So yeah, just as a little note there. Things are going to be just, we're going to be taking things as they come. And if you have any questions, any thoughts on all of that, please feel free to put those in the comments of any video, here or on the Patreon. But it is completely optional. You don't have to engage with it if you're unable, if you don't have the money right now. That's completely fair. But I do appreciate anything you can offer if possible. And there is always also other donations you can make to my PayPal directly, which is also linked in the description below. Both the Patreon and the PayPal are down there. If you want to make like a single time donation to the PayPal, you can do that as well. And every single time donation to PayPal gets you one reward. So if you want to like do a single time donation because you can't dedicate yourself to anything else, you'll get a reward out of it. You'll get to be able to choose something for me to react to. But you get all the other bonuses and stuff coming in the future as I, again, adjust this going forward via the Patreon. So do what you can. If you're unable to do anything, again, reactions will still be coming to YouTube. But yeah. That being said, I think we should get into this and see what this short has in store for us, especially since these these pre-thoughts are now longer than the actual short's going to be. So let's check this out, see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts. We'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I've made it no secret that most of these shorts I'm not a fan of. Because you have like, 4 minutes to actually say and do anything. And in that time, you just don't have enough time to like actually develop an actual story. Or any kind of like actual like anything, really. A lot of the time, the comedy in these shorts is so nothing and bland. It's either like super generic, boring comedy, or it's just like let's just be as referential and crass as possible. There's a couple shorts that are good, and I've talked about before how my favorite short is the first one with Sally Mae and Millie. And I've mentioned that the reason for that is because it actually, added something to the series that I feel like most of the other shorts don't. Most of these shorts are just random bits of comedy with no actual substance to them. And this one in particular is just, mocking the likes of Trump and Epstein and Elon Musk and shit. But I'll get into that in a bit. The point is, these shorts are usually nothing. They just, they're all style, no substance, in my eyes. But that's why I like the original one, Hell's Bells, the best. Because it was substance. It was entirely substance. It developed Millie and Sally Mae's relationship, as well as developing Sally Mae as a character, and allowed both of them to feel like a lot more in depth than they had before. It actually added something into the series that was worthwhile, that was of value. It was developing on top of the regular episodes and allowing for new meaningful content. Most of the rest of these shorts, if not pretty much all of them, don't do that. Like, the closest I think off the top of my head we've gotten to another short that's actually tried to develop a character was the one with Luna and the Ned Flanders, Mr. Rogers type character, who was also apparently, I think, in his 70s, despite looking like he was in his 40s. That one, like, it got close with trying to develop Luna a little bit more, but it didn't really dedicate itself to it as much as I feel like it could have. And I also have never really been a fan of how these shorts are just like so like by the book, basically. What I mean is that all of these shorts follow the same formula. It's all just, oh, we have this target, let's go take out this target. Target dies, usually unintentionally. And that's it. It's like, it's so disinteresting to me. And it feels like it's just trying to give like the haters of the main series something to pacify them. You know what I mean? Because those people who hate on the main series for actually like developing a story and getting, good and like really delving into the depths of these characters, all they wanted was haha, funny comedy, crass potty mouth shit. And they constantly, to this day, still complain that the series developed rather than staying a case of the week, crass humor bullshit series. That those complaints still happen to this day. And it's ridiculous because there's also haters that think that's all that Has Been Hotel and Helluva Boss are, when it's like abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, that's what they were maybe at the very beginning, but they've developed into more than that, and that's kind of the point. And then it's like some of these haters are actually overlap, and I don't understand how, because they contradict each other. But point is, I like the idea of shorts developing and adding on to things that the main series doesn't either have time for or just wouldn't naturally do. I've talked before how I think a good example of what they could do with a short would be to develop a character like Wally Wackford. This minor background or minor side character who appears every so often in the main series, and has some level of notable male person, some level of notability to them, to where it's like, oh yeah, we know who Wally is. He's a character who we would recognize at any time. But he has not a lot of depth or character, and I feel like a short could add to that. That's what it did for Sally Mae. I feel like we could do this for a lot of characters. Hell, I would honestly welcome a short delving back into Chaz prior to his death. Fucking Chaz the Party Shark. I would be more willing to see like a background on him and maybe like add more depth to him than most of the shit we get. As long as it actually added more depth to him. I feel like there's so much wasted potential here. Now, as for this short in particular, I know we've talked for like almost 7 minutes now, and I haven't actually talked much about this specific short. Like I said before, it's pretty much just an excuse to like to rag on the current shit going down with like the Epstein files and Trump and Musk and all these other kind of like, you know, big wigs who are implicit with all of that. That's all this is. It's so blatantly nothing else. And I mean nothing else. Like, I don't even think I don't even think I saw an attempt at humor in this. Like, nothing in this was funny. And it didn't even seem like anything in this was trying to be funny. It was just a reference to, like, you know, current events. And it just felt empty to me. Millie and Moxie's inclusion was pointless. They had absolutely no role in this whatsoever. Blitz really didn't do or amount to anything. Like, the only thing you could maybe talk about is, oh, he's like getting off, he's getting off from all this attention he's getting. He's being called a good boss, and it's like really doing it for him and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I think they've made this joke before. Like, the idea of Blitz like getting off to being called a good boss because of his insecurities and stuff, it's like, yay. It's like that's not a joke. That's not like interesting character development because it's something we already like understand about Blitz. It's just and Blitz of all characters should not be getting development in a short anyway, because he's like the main character. He should be getting the development in the actual show. We need to, again, give the minor characters this kind of development. But even then, again, this really wasn't any development. This, I think, is one of the most pointless seeming shorts to me. And it's not even that it's bad. That's the almost weird part about it. It's not that it's bad. It's just nothing. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not funny. It's not charming. It's not like... It's not anything. It feels like such an absolute empty short. And maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Maybe, like, if you enjoyed it, you could let me know in the comments what you enjoyed about it, and maybe I could, like, try to see that on future rewatches. And again, I'm wanting to make clear, I don't think this is necessarily a bad short or, like, poorly written or anything necessarily, because I don't think it really is anything. So, it's just... It's one of those things that I have no real opinion on this because I don't think there is anything to have an opinion on. I know I'm just repeating kind of the same thing in different ways, but still. I don't know what else to say here. I just don't. But I hope you enjoyed this nonetheless, because even if I didn't, I still want people to be able to form their own opinions and want people to be able to enjoy things on their own without having to follow someone else's opinions on it. I'm not trying to influence you, because that's stupid. Form your own opinions. Form your own beliefs. If you loved this short, if you thought it was hilarious, that's great, and I support that. I don't agree, but I support you feeling that way towards it, because it's just as valid as my opinion. And fuck anybody who says otherwise. Fuck anybody who like comes out and says like anyone has a bad, anyone's opinion is wrong or bad or like, you know, dumb for any reason, no matter what that opinion might be. It's like everybody is entitled to their own view on things. And not everybody's view and opinion is going to be the same, and it shouldn't be. That's not how things work with humanity. So yeah. Let me know your thoughts down below, and for now, I guess I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.